Hello, children. What you are thinking? What the teacher is observing in this? You are really surprised to see this. No, Nana. This is I'm thinking that what would be the weight of my custard apple? What is the length of my chocobar? These are the two things which are my favorite, but I don't know their value. Then now I thought of measuring it. I don't know how to measure it. Today we are so you also will be surprised for many things. You don't know how to measure few things which you are using in your day-to-day life. So today we are going to study about the knowing of the quantity of the physical things which we are using, or we have to know about the weight and length and volume. These are all the things which we are going to know about the physical quantities which we are using in our day-to-day life. Yes or no? We need to know, no. So now, in the ancient methods, how they are following, in the modern methods, in nowadays, what we are following, we are all going to know about the few things which are pertaining to this video's topic. Can you anyone guess what would be our topic? Yeah, obviously by seeing my things only you might have guessed that teacher is going to discuss about the measurement, how to weigh and how to know the length of different things which we are using. Yes or no, children? Yes or no? Now, Now, let us know what is measurement. Measurement is the act of determining the size, amount, etc. of a physical quantity. Physical quantity in the sense, as I said you earlier, the things which we are doing. Measurement plays such an important role that from the day starting from onwards, measurement follows us. Like when we start our day, when we wake up, then only our day measurement starts with the help of a clock. Even the things which we are using, we determine the quantity of the substance which we want to eat, which we want to drink. Even though we don't measure particularly, but we can determine, we can assess the quantity by keeping the size of the vessels, the size of the glasses, etc. Yes or no, children? So such a importance the measurement plays in our day-to-day life. Now coming to the other things. Now, let us see this. This measurement is the act of determining the physical quantity on either by size or the amount like that or the length or the volume. Now, this measurement value will be having two parts. The measurement quantity is divided into two parts. Means what is this measurement quantity? The value which is obtained after knowing the measurement value after a physical thing. If a physical thing is called as a measurement quantity. This measurement quantity is divided into two parts. One is the numerical value, another one is the unit. What is this numerical value means? The value obtained after measuring a particular thing, the value obtained after measuring a particular thing is called as a numerical value. Then coming to the unit. What is this unit and what is this numerical value? Numerical value is the number which obtained after measuring a particular thing is called as a numerical value. If I measure this, if I weigh this custard apple and chalk piece, I may get two different values based on the weight of these two things, and that number which determines the weight is called as this numerical value. Coming to the unit, as I said earlier that measurement will have the particular units, and that unit is called as the standard measuring unit. This standard measuring unit will be added by the side of this numerical value to determine the exact value of anything. That is called as the unit. It is the standard measurement which is added to the numerical value by the side in the form of an alphabet. This numerical value is represented in the form of a number and the unit is represented in the form of an alphabet. Now in the olden days, with the people don't know what is this units and what is this numerical value, as they are not much educated and much exposed. So what they used to do, whatever they want to measure anything or anything, they used to show the hand signs, or they used to measure with the foot and the hands. In the olden days, the measuring instruments for the people are the hands and foot. Like if they like there are so yeah, in the ancient times, the people don't have the exact measurement values. What they used to do, they used to use their body parts as their measuring units. There are four common measuring units which the olden days the people used to use. The first one is a handspan. Handspan is the measurement. See, this is the handspan. From this little finger to the thumb. This comes under the one handspan. This handspan used to measure the shorter things like the length of the cloth or the length of the board or any shorter things. They used to use this handspan. And coming to the foot, and this is the other measuring instrument used in the olden days for measuring the land or anything by counting how many foots are there. And then coming to the cubit, cubit is also used to measure the length of a saree or any lengthy ones. They used to use this cubit. Another one is the pace. Pace is the footsteps which are used for the measuring the particular land area like that. These are the four measuring units they used to follow in the ancient days. But children, these values are not accurate. These values are differing from one person to other person. Suppose my hand will be lengthy, your hand will be little bit less, but the values of this measurement is differing from one person to another person. Then the people thought that this kind of measurement is not the accurate one. So we need to now then they find the necessity of finding the standard units of measurement which will be same throughout the world. Wherever they go, the same kind of measurements and the same value should be determined. Then they started finding. Yeah, now we have started this. The need of this measurement made the people to invent these standard units. The international system of units are international system of standard units are SI units. This is the standard units which were accepted throughout the world. This is the table where the units of measurement are followed in the different parts of the world. Children, here if the people follow the different systems, don't think that the value will be same. The value is same, but the measurement, the units are little bit different from one part of the world to the other part. In according to their convenient, they will follow these different systems of measurement. The need of this measurement by knowing the importance of measurement of a physical quantity, these international system of units or SI systems SI units came into existence. Now let us see what are the different systems of measurement which are followed in the different parts of the world. Now coming to the major physical quantities which we need to measure is one is the length, second one is the mass, and third one is the time. And next one is the volume also will come. First, if you know the length and mass, automatically we can determine the volume, height of a substance. Now, these are the three physical quantities which we need to measure for everything. These are the three things which we need to measure for every substance which we are using. For some substances, we may measure the length, for some things, we may measure the weight, and for some things, we calculate the time. Like that, there are so many things which we determine. Now, coming to the length, the three systems which are followed in different parts of the world is one is the CGS system, another one is the MKS system, and third one is the FPS system and SI units. This MKS system and SI system is the same. Don't get confused here. So, in order to tell you that MKS and SI is same, so I have written the SI system of units. If the people who are following CGS system, their length is measured. If the people who want to follow the CGS system, the length of the substance is measured in centimeters. Measured in centimeters. And coming to the mass, the people who follow CGS, mass means the weight. Mass means the weight, and mass means they measure in the grams, and the time means they measure in the second. And the people who are following, most of the people follow either MKS system or FPS system. Very few people will follow this CGS system. Then coming to the MKS system, the people who follow this MKS system, they will follow the length is measured in the meters in MKS system, and the weight or mass is measured in kilogram, and time is a second. Now coming to the people who are following the FPS system, the length is measured in foot, mass is measured in pound, and time is in second. As I said you earlier, the units of MKS and SI system are same, and these are the standard units of measurement which will be followed throughout the world. Wherever they go, every quantity of a substance is measured, their physical quantity of a substance is measured with the help of these for three kinds of units in the throughout the world. Now coming to the how we are, what are the different instruments which we use for measuring the things. Yeah, now we are going to discuss about the instruments which are used to measure the length. The basic measurement which is very commonly used scale by everyone to determine to measure the length of the shorter things. Now coming to the different thing instruments which we are using, this is the ruler which is very commonly used. Coming to the vernier calipers and screw gauge, ruler, measuring tape. What are the things we use? Ruler and measuring tape. To measuring tape for the bigger the more larger lens, and ruler for the smaller lens. And coming to the what is this vernier calipers and screw gauge. These vernier calipers and screw gauge, these are the two instruments which we use for very small, to find the length of a very smaller things like in millimeters. The things, the length of a thing which is very smaller than a millimeter. You can imagine here also, children, where will be the millimeter. There's such a smaller things. If you want to measure the length, the vernier calipers and screw gauge are the two instruments which we use. And coming to this sound navigation, and what is this laser finders? These sound navigation and laser finders are the two mechanisms where they pass the sound vibrations in order to know the depth of the seas and oceans. These laser rays and sound navigations are the two mechanisms which are used to find the length. We cannot say that it is the depth of the seas and oceans. We can do this one. Now coming to the basic standard units, you know that we have to discuss about the standard units which we need to follow during the finding the length of the different things. Now coming to the standard units are kilometer. Kilometer is determined by km, meter is determined by m, and centimeter is determined by cm, and millimeter is determined by mm. These are the four basic units, standard units, which are used to measure the length of the different things. And the value of these kilometers, I'll let you know. 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters, and 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters, and now 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. Now imagine that 1 centimeter is of this much length, and if you see this length, in this it is divided into 10 parts, and that by each part is called as 1 millimeter. If you want to measure the length of less than 1 millimeter, these two vernier calipers and screw gauge is used to measure the length of such a smaller things. For the larger things, we use this sound navigation and laser finder. For normal things, we use the ruler, measuring tape, and these are all the things. Even in the compass box, also compass box, we will find the dividers with the two sharp edges. This divider is also used to know the length of a line segment in the during doing the math. How means take the divider and keep the two pointed ends at the two ends of a line segment, two ends of a line segment, and measure the length. And they take out this divider and keep it on the scale and measure the length of these line segments can be measured like this. And now coming to other things like curved line, you will be able to know about this curve. Yeah, if you want to measure the length of such a curved object, it is very highly impossible to measure with the scale. So what we will do, we will use this kind of a thread. This thread, we will place it the one end of the thread at one point, and we started passing through this entire curved shape, and after that we will find out the at the end we will find out the length of this thread. We can get the length of this curved shape, and the thread should be non-stretchable. Non-stretchable thread is used for this measuring such kind of curved shapes. In before days, even there are nowadays, even though we have such a standard measurement units, but we'll follow in some situations the estimations also. What are these estimations? Suppose if I ask you, what is the distance between from Unicent school to Sikindrabad? What you will say? Approximately it may be 10 kilometers or 15 kilometers. Like that, you will estimate. There are some situations where the estimations also work out to guess the distance or to guess the weight of a substance. Suppose if I ask you any weight of any subject, anything means you will say that approximately it may be a half kilo or 20 200 grams, like that. So these estimations are also helpful to guess the approximate value of a particular thing. To imagine the thing or the size of the thing also can be, these estimations are helpful. Before ending up this video, I want to introduce few kinds of measuring instruments which we are using in our day-to-day life. You all will be aware of this instrument. This is the common balance, the first common balance. After that we got digital balance, what is that, spring balance, digital balance. Among this is the first common balance which is used to measure the weight of a substance. Common balance is used to measure the weight, not length. This is weight means mass. The mass is also one of the physical quantity. And now coming to the this one, what is this? This is the BP apparatus which is used to measure the pressure of a blood pressure of our in our body. It is also one of the measuring instrument. Now coming to this kind of caps you will be seeing for every syrups. This is used to measure the volume of a liquids. And now coming to this is another measuring instrument. This is called as pulse oximeter, which nowadays is used to determine the pulse count. And the time, you all know that everyone used to measure the day and calculate the day into 24 hours by dividing the day into 24 hours. This day is measured by using a clock. These are all there are so many measuring instruments to know the physical quantity of a different substances, either by mass, either by length, weight, or either length of anything, to know the approximate quantity of those objects. Now, hope you all understand about this measurement and motion. Sorry, measurements. Now, in the next video, we are going to discuss about the different kinds of motions which we are not very familiar. After this video, you will be very familiar with this motion. Thank you very much, children. Bye bye.